Today's recipe, we're going to be featuring fruit kebabs with a nut butter yogurt dip that kids really love. And it's an easy, great recipe to start with getting your kids in the kitchen. We feature this nut butter yogurt dip in our centers and pair it with vegetables like carrots and celery sticks or chopped apples. At KinderCare, we use sunflower seed butter in place of nut butter because our centers are nut-free. So for the fruit kebabs, it's really your choice. You can pick any fruit here. We brought all the rainbow of colors in today, which is a great way of getting your kids thinking about eating the rainbow of fruits and vegetables. Pick fruits that you know your children like, but think about incorporating one new fruit that they haven't tried yet. I wanted to introduce you to Claire and Shane, and they're going to be making this recipe in their home, and we'll be checking in with them to see how their progress is going. Have your child measure out the yogurt. We're doing a 1-to-1 mix of the nut butter with yogurt. It doesn't matter whether you use a quarter cup, half a cup, just kind of getting that 1-to-1 mix is important. Doesn't have to be measured perfectly. This isn't baking. Have your child pour it into the bowl. Again, that pouring is one of those skills that we're working on. One of the great benefits to having your kids cooking in the kitchen is that you're raising adventurous eaters. Children are more likely to be accepting of new foods when they've had a hand in creating that food. They're going to be working with that new item, and that means they're much more likely to try it. At KinderCare, we use an unsweetened yogurt so we can control the amount of sugar in kids' diets. But to make it more flavorful and palatable for kids, we're going to be adding a little bit of vanilla just to add that really nice sweet flavor. Working with teaspoons is something kids like to do. They're just kind of a fun little implement. And then we're going to be adding a little bit of cinnamon just for some really nice flavor. So have your child pour that into the bowl. And then we're working on that next skill, which is mixing. So let your child just have fun, stirring that all together until it's incorporated. And what you're left with is a very simple nut butter yogurt dip. The next thing in order for your child to be safe is really learning how to work with fruit that is unstable or vegetables that are unstable. So I want to demonstrate with an apple. Because it's round and you try and cut it, it can move all around and that can set up a dangerous situation. So have your child always start by making a cut in half. Cut sides go down on the cutting board, which makes that fruit now stable. It's not rolling around anymore. And that also works with vegetables. So from there, the next cut is from a stable position. So now that we've worked a little with a child's knife, I'm going to return to my adult knife. So making sure that your child is ready before they're transitioning to an adult knife. We've got some strawberries, and these are a great fruit because again, they're nice and unstable. They can be somewhat hard to cut for kids. Cooking and learning go hand in hand. Ask questions that encourage critical thinking. Take advantage of this time to share some nutrition information. Through repetition, these mini educational moments can help lay the foundation for creating lifelong healthy habits. So now we're really ready to start building those kebabs. We've got these wooden skewers, which we want to make sure that your child is ready to use these and that they're not using them as daggers. You can talk about counting here. You can talk about shapes, colors. It's a great time to talk about those little nutrition tidbits. If your child is really young, I think it's great to just have them use no sticks or kebabs and just have fun with shapes and the fruit on the plate. You could have them make smiley faces. They can really create anything they like without using any of the sharp tools. And then as soon as they get their skewer full, you might want to just have them lay them out on a plate so they can see all those beautiful colors. And then the fun part is taking them all off the skewer again and trying to dip them in this really tasty nut butter yogurt dip. As children develop new skills, they will be more likely to want to try another cooking activity. As their skills grow, you'll start to notice that you have a kitchen helper. And of course, they make great taste testers too. If you like this recipe for fruit kabobs with nut butter yogurt dip, hit subscribe so you don't miss our next kid-friendly dish.